Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Entrepreneurship 101, inspiring entrepreneurs to rise, innovate, and create lasting impact. And today I have my special guest, four times founder, serial entrepreneur, and author, 75 million raise founder, CEO on Sensing Labs, world first voice companion for business, none other than Mr. Sam Singh.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Sam. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yeah, sure. My name is Sam, and I'm the founder CEO of Sentium Labs, and we are based in Silicon Valley in San Francisco. And we are the world's first company that's generating a simulated co-founder. Like think of it like an artificial co-founder for your business that can do everything that a human co-founder would do. So, run your business, get you leads, run your operations, prepare your financial statements, anything that you would expect a human to do. And the difference in our company is that we are only operated by voice. So our co-founders, Max, which is the creation of our company, operates only by voice. So you have Max, and you just say, Max, find me 20 leads, or Max, make me a profit and loss account for my company, or Max, let's find some new suppliers. And Max goes ahead and executes all of that. So we call it like a synthetic co-founder. So think of it as the most cutting edge AI in the world, and it's driven by voice only. You can't type, there's no keyboard, there's no screen. You just talk and Max executes. So that is the
Mm.
essence of what the company does.
Interesting, Mr. Sam. Max, give me a 20 million profit. Interesting. And
Yes,
thank
so
you so
Max
much.
can do all the steps. Max can do all the steps to make it
Mm.
profitable.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Sam. Thank you for sharing Max to the world. And today let's talk about being four exits and 75 million previously raised as the founder building of the world first synthetic voice first co-founder. So you've successfully exited four companies and raised $75 million along the way. Looking back across all of them, this is a single decision or principle that appears in each chapter, a thread that connects every success.
So, yeah, to my mind, actually, the ability to overcome difficulty in the beginning is the single thread that connects all the successes, because nothing works in the beginning. As your listeners will see, when you're an entrepreneur, everyone thinks it's an easy road, and you look at the successes that people have, and they have big, flashy lifestyles and big houses and cars, and everyone thinks they want to be an entrepreneur. And actually, what happens is that it is very difficult in the beginning, and most people don't have the patience or the courage or the perseverance to survive. So I think the one thing that links all the companies together is that they were very, very difficult and challenging in the beginning. And once you have the guts and the relentless focus to survive the initial phase, that's when you start getting what I call rewards, which is you start getting customers, you start getting investors, you start getting interest, you start hearing positive things about what your creation is. For example, even with our current technology, there was a conference of CEOs in Vegas, in the US, in Las Vegas, and three CEOs were chatting, and they were all didn't realize that they were users of Max, and they were chatting about it, and suddenly they sent us a picture from Vegas because they all were users of Max and they'd used Max, and that was very rewarding for us as a company to see the appreciation for what we have created. But the main challenge always is in the beginning, because nothing works in the beginning, and you have to have the patience and the perseverance to survive the beginning. So that's the common thread between the four companies. And you mentioned, Daniel, this is the fourth company. So I've had three companies and three exits before. This is the fourth one.
Very well said, Mr. Simon. Congratulations for sharing all of those business to the world. First time founders often chase the exit. You've now done four. How has your relationship with the concept of exit evolved, and does it feel more like completion or more like a necessary interruption to something you were not ready to stop building?
It's a really good question, Daniel. So I actually think like chasing an exit is like chasing happiness. You can never catch it. It'll always be a byproduct that will happen by itself. What you have to do is focus on building a product or a service that people actually want. And that is the most important thing. So you find that if you have customers and they're willing to pay for your product, and actually that is the ultimate validation. So if you think I'm building it to sell it, then that's not a good thing to build a company. You have to build a company to generate a service or a product that people want. So every time young entrepreneurs, I'm not so young anymore, but young entrepreneurs, when they start out, they look at the end result and they start with the beginning. It's like people when they start working in Wall Street in America, they say, "Oh, I want to retire by 40." If you're thinking of retiring by 40, that means you're not committed to your work long term. You don't enjoy your work. You want to finish it as soon as you can. But if you're a true entrepreneur, then you enjoy what you're doing so much that you don't think about an exit. You don't think about what I will do with the money. You enjoy what you're building so much that you want to keep building it. And then along the way, if you get a strategic opportunity or you find the right partner or you get an acquisition offer, that you have to look at in the moment. But you can't turn around and plan for that in the beginning because it's one of those. The more you think about it, the more you plan for it, the further away it goes. So you have to make sure that your objective is to build, create long-term value, make a product or a service that people want, and that is the most important thing you can do.
Very well said, Mr. Sam. So, with a $75 million raise across multiple ventures, you've already mastered the art of fundraising. What's the biggest misconception founders have about what investors are actually buying when they are write the check?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting topic again. So, fundraising, there is no one formula for fundraising. It is what I call a combination of skill and chance. You have to have the skill, but if you don't have good luck, it will not happen. And you have to have good luck, but if you don't have the skill, it won't happen. So, it's a combination of skill and chance, and you have to have both. So, in terms of skill, I think what you have to show is that you have a business that can be amplified or grown, and all it needs is capital. If your business needs a new business idea or it needs some new innovation or a new strategy, then that is not the time for you to raise capital. The time to raise capital is when you know that the business is working, what is called product market fit. And once it's working, then you think of raising capital as a way to amplify. Think of it like a fire in a cold night. If the fire is already burning, then capital is like putting more wood on the same fire. But if you have a fire that's not burning, the more wood will not help you in any way because the fire has to have an essential capability of generating the outcome you want. So it's like putting logs on a fire, but you have to have the fire working in the first place.
Mm, great analogy, Mr. Sam. For exit means for moments of walking away. Which one of these hardest to leave and why?
It's a good question. So actually, the third company, the technology company that was in real estate, was the hardest to leave because our mission was not complete. We had not yet achieved what we wanted to achieve, and we had only the company valuation at the time was $100 million, and we hadn't really got to the level that we wanted to get to. So that was the hardest thing to do because my shareholding got diluted down very to a very small percentage. So walking away from a potential of having created a much larger company, that was the hard thing to do. But it's like all of them were hard simply because it's so much emotion and so many years of hard work that goes into building your companies. You can't say that any one of them was easy. All of them were hard, but this one, which had the most unfulfilled potential, was actually the hardest of them all. But yeah, it's the nature of the beast, right? You have to have the realization that some results will be the best, and some results might not be the ideal option. So you have to accept the rough with the smooth.
The nature of the beast. Yes, definitely. Now you're building the world's first synthetic voice. Not a better text to speech engine at first. What does the first means in the context and why does it matter to you personally?
So to me, where the world is going in a different direction where we are all being able to use tools and technology to superpower ourselves. So if you, Daniel, were able of producing 10 units of work, you can now produce 100 units of work because you can use technology. But the problem is that some people who use technology are very good at using technology, and those that are not good sometimes get left behind. So the joy that we have in creating the product that we are creating now is the fact that everyone can use it. You don't need to learn software, you don't need to have a computer, you can be sitting in some small town somewhere or on the top of a mountain, and all you need is this companion, and you can just speak to it and it gets the job done. So for example, you want to track your competition, you just say, Max, track my competition. Or you want to generate new clients, you say, Max, help me generate new clients. So those are the various avenues that this technology builds. So it's an exciting time because never before has voice been enough. You've always needed software, you've needed a laptop, you've needed keyboard, you've needed all mouse to click and all these things. And many people are not comfortable with that. They don't understand technology, especially people who are sort of they're not natural with technology. But now what we are building with voice, it just unlocks the whole world. So even if you haven't been educated properly or you're struggling with technology, simply speak and that's good enough. And Max can do all the work for you. So our view is that Max should replace the computer and laptop. So I don't need a laptop. I should just be able to speak to Max. And Max comes in various devices. You have, I'll show you here. You have a speaker here, Max. You can have a desktop version of Max, which is here as well, which I use. So there's all these various avenues of using our technology, which you just speak and it gets the job done. So it's very exciting because all the parts of society that so far have not been able to get hugely successful because bigger companies have bigger technologies. Now it's all level, so everyone has the same chance.
Well, interesting, Mr. Sam. So, where can we upload Max?
So Max is actually it's a secret magic key. It's a code. So we can put that code into anywhere where you think that you use more often. So you can have a special Max device, which is like I just showed you, or you can have Max put into your phone, and you can use Max on your phone, or you can use it many different ways. So it's totally up to you. It has to fit your lifestyle. So if you would like to have a separate device which Max works from, you can do that. If you want to have a way in which you have it working on your mobile phone, you can do that. You want it on a speaker, you just talk to it and it gets the job done, you can do that. So actually it's supposed to work with your preference and your lifestyle, what works best for you. So you just go onto the website meetmax.com, and from there you can actually even download it to your phone, and within 90 seconds you'll be live and you'll have your own co-founder Max who will do work for you straight away. So it's a very quick and easy process. That's the magic of the technology.
Oh, I think I like Max. Mr. Sam, I want to try Max as my co founder. Why not? So, what do you think? What are the pros and cons of Max?
So the pros are that it superpowers your capabilities. So if whatever you could achieve as one person, you can now multiply that outcome. So you actually can achieve the outcome of say 5 people just by using Max, because it can do a whole range of things, everything that a business would want to do, it can do, right? So that's the pros of Max. The cons of Max are the fact that you have to be comfortable and confident with speaking, because you are replacing typing with speaking. So some people get a bit conscious, or they get what is called stage fright. So if you are afraid of speaking, then it might not be the perfect tool for you. But if you are a confident speaker, and most people have comfort in speaking, then Max is the best tool for you to actually be able to use.
Hmm, interesting. Is it 24/7 available, Mr. Sam?
Available 24/7, and you can get it to do anything that you want any time of day and night, weekends, midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Sometimes when I'm traveling and I'm in an airport at 3 a.m. in the morning, I talk to Max and I get Max to do business work for me that no one else would do, because anyone else on the team is still asleep, but Max can get it done.
Hmm, interesting. So, Max can do everything. Let's say do email, do analysis, or whatever. So, give an example.
So suppose you say that I want to launch a new consultancy business,
Hmm.
prepare a whole marketing study for launching my consultancy business, help me get 20 clients, help me design a marketing brochure, help me create a campaign, find me clients, find me their contact information, look at all the competition in my city for this. Max can do all of it. It will do all of this, and it'll email you the list of competition. It will run a full campaign, find you the new clients, connect you with those clients. All of these things Max can do. Then you say, okay, help me prepare my financial statements. Help me prepare a profit loss account. Max will ask you for some information. You just speak it, and then it'll prepare your whole financial statement. So you don't need an accountant to do that as well. So there's a whole range of things that Max can do.
Hmm.
Almost any business
Interesting.
function, research, strategy, marketing, business development, operations, human resources, training and development, all of that Max can very capably do.
So, Mr. Sam, yes, Mr. Sam, this is the question is how much it costs. Sam is.
Yes, so there is multiple ways in which you can access and use Max for yourself. So for your listeners, I'm happy to tell them that if you're a large company, then Max to deploy it amongst all your employees costs 5,000 US dollars, and then it costs about $495 a month in terms of subscription. But the good thing is that if you're a solo user, or if you're a business person who is building out a business, or if you're a startup founder who's just starting, we have special packages for them where they can actually sign up Max, and we waive the entire sign up fee, and they can download Max and activate on their phone, and all they pay is $95 a month, which is the subscription fee. So that's a huge saving, but that is only applicable for startup founders and entrepreneurs who are on their first venture, as a special gesture so that they can have Max as their co-founder.
And $95 as a venture for solopreneurs. That interesting, Mr. Sam. Voice is perhaps the most intimate signature of human identity. When you build something that can replicate it, you are playing with something profound. What responsibility comes with that power?
Very good question, Daniel. So if you look at other AIs, like you look at ChatGPT or Claude or any of the other major AIs, all of the data you share with them goes onto their servers, and it is used to train their AI for different things that might be required. The difference is that with Max, it is purely based in your own memory. So there is something called a Max Vault, and the Max Vault is just dedicated to you, and therefore all your memories, all your conversation, all your data stays in your Max Vault. It's not shared with any chat GPT or shared with any other users. So if you want to keep your data fully private, therefore we have something called the Max Vault, and your data stays in the Max Vault. So that's the first thing. The second element is responsibility. So there is something in Max called guardrails. So if you ask Max to do things that are not ethical, or Max believes they're not correct or not long term in your benefit, Max will refuse, which doesn't happen with normal AI. If you talk to normal AI, it says, "Yeah, I can do anything. Can you help me build an aeroplane? Yes, I can do everything." Whereas with Max, it very clearly has an idea. It's called the SCS, the Standard Capability Set. So Max has the standard capability set in which it can actually do things, and whatever it can do in that standard capability set, that's all it does. Anything else, it will refuse to do. So from that point of view, Max has that element of responsibility built in, which allows it to actually control and manage what it does and stay within the guardrails and the boundaries of what is permitted. None of the other AIs have that. So there's various things of how Max is totally different from all the other AIs.
Very well said, Mr. Sam. And you're building this with your first co founder. After the exit and decades of experience, what made you decide that this partnership was worth starting again for?
Um, so you know, the whole dynamic of having a co-founder or a business partner is a challenging dynamic. It's like you have to have professional compatibility, personal compatibility, individual compatibility, all kinds of compatibilities you have to have. So from my point of view, I think it's really important that you have a co-founder that can mimic exactly what you're doing. So if you have a co-founder that can mimic what you're doing, then you actually don't have to worry about any of the other politics and issues that may come along with it. So that's the actual advantage, where it saves you from spoiled relationships, conflict, arguments, all of that stuff. It saves you from.
Hmm. Interesting, Mr. Sam. Synthetic voice technology sits at the convergence of AI, accessibility, human computer interaction, and even ethics. When you look at the landscape today, what do you see that others are missing?
So I think the landscape is changing very fast. I think it's a very important thing to assess how quickly this landscape is changing, and therefore it's very important to make sure that you're able to understand how the technology will play out, and this technology will actually turn around and change every single day. Like every time you look at this, you will find that there is new technologies evolving. Like now, there is something called emotional learning where Max can actually understand your emotions and your feelings and deal with those. So that is new. That didn't exist before. Then there are all kinds of other things that you can do, and this you have to keep track of. So, for example, now one of the new things is that Max can sense your emotional state and then talk to you in a way which allows you to change your emotions and feel better and achieve better outcomes while talking to Max. So we call that heart to heart mode inside Max. So from that point of view, it's incredible that you can use Max for all these things, which was not possible before. Emotional compatibility, all of these sort of softer things, not just hard driving business things. So yeah, so Max has a whole range of new things coming on stream with new technologies that didn't exist before.
So, Mr. Sam, you've hired, fired, and led teams through growth and uncertainty. What's your philosophy on building culture when the only constant is change?
That's a really good question. So culture is very, very important. And I think you'll find that with every generation, culture changes, right? So people are used to culture in different ways, and different companies have different cultures. I think one of the biggest challenges today is that companies are more distributed. They have offices all over. They're not just based in one city, and people are working from home and remote locations. So for that reason, it becomes a bit of a challenge, because you have to have the ability to turn around and have diverse people from different cultures, languages, ethnicities, backgrounds, all to come together. So I think the biggest challenge today is that companies are no longer unilocational. They're not based in one place. For example, our company, we have offices in San Francisco, we have offices in London, offices in Dubai, offices in Mumbai, and all these people have different cultures. The way to actually do it is to make it like the company is on a mission, and that mission becomes the overarching thing that everyone's focused on. So that way, people forget their differences, and actually focus on the commonalities rather than the differences. So, for example, our mission is that we have to make sure that we give entrepreneurs superpowers, like almost like multiply their capabilities so that they can be more successful. And with that, we have the opportunity to change their lives. So our mission is to actually change people's lives by giving them these tools and capabilities, and that makes a big difference. So to build culture, if you focus purely on the commercial side, oh, we will make you all rich, that's not a good way to build culture. You have to build a culture on a mission, where our mission is to change other people's lives by superpowering their capabilities. That's how we build culture in our company.
Yes, and we like that. So, Sam, we like that. And here on Entrepreneurship 101, we support you that advocacy. So before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, abstract poetry in third season, and of course my book 101 review in sixth season too, comedy 101 in fourth season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101, our fifth season, science 101, sex 101, fourth season, and my baby podcast. Trivia 101, Spiritual Awakening 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Coaching 101, and of course, Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Sam, if you had, or if you could go back and sit with the founders of your first company, the one who had not yet raised a dollar or excited anything, what is the one question you ask him, and what is the one answer you would hope he'd find?
The one question I would ask him is that what happens if you don't raise any capital? Would you still stay committed and build the business? That is the
Mm.
golden test. And if then the answer to that is that yes, he would still build the business even if he didn't raise any capital, then that's a really, really good way to test how committed an entrepreneur is. Because only those that are committed will not base their business on capital, but base their business on their own human capital, which is far more valuable than financial capital.
Very well said, Mr. Sam. So can you please invite our listeners to support your Max or any business that you want to promote?
Yes, so all of those who are looking, wannabe entrepreneurs who are looking to start their own companies, you can go to meetmax.com. That's MEETMAXX, meetmax.com. And you can actually download the Max platform onto your mobile phone. It'll be instant, and within 90 seconds, you'll be getting help from Max. And you can use Max for free for a certain amount of time. And only if you feel that Max has value and it's providing you with the ability to change your future and give you a huge opportunity and advantage, that's when you can become a paid subscriber. But otherwise, our mission is to help you as an entrepreneur to be successful. So I encourage you all to go to meetmax.com, MEETMAXX.com, download it on your phone and get started and use Max.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Sam and Meet Max. Let's give him a chance to be the co-founder of your business. So, Mr. Sam, I have one more question. You are in the middle, or you are in the middle of writing of another chapter of your life. Without giving away ending, what is the theme of this chapter, and what do you hope people say about this part of your story when it's complete?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yes, so my whole goal is to actually be able to help entrepreneurs because I've been lucky enough to spend most of my career being an entrepreneur. I feel very strongly about founders, and I feel that many times founders are taken advantage of by investors or taken advantage of by circumstances. So I actually believe that for founders, they have to be strong and mentally. The example I use is you have to be fearless and you have to be bulletproof. If you are fearless and bulletproof, then you will be successful. And if we can help you and give you confidence and help you be fearless and bulletproof, then that's amazing. That's all we want to do. So we should be remembered as the company that empowered founders to actually change the course of their destiny and build incredible companies using our companion.
Mr. Sam, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you, Daniel. All the best. Thank you so much.
Likewise, and please do come over and over, Mr. Sam, if you have time on Entrepreneurship 101, and let's talk about more about Max. What can people see you soon? Again, Mr. Sam, thank you so much, and